from a result standpoint, feel fortunate that we're able to win the game and come out here in the right column. I've known Coach Richardson a while. I think he's a great man, a great coach, and respect their program and the way they played tonight. From a process standpoint, it starts and ends with one thing, and that's turnovers. And I thought that was really a huge Achilles heel for us tonight and almost cost us the game, but that's what it was turnovers. When your point guards have 9 turnovers combined, I'm not saying it's going to be 0, but you can't have 9 turnovers between your point guards. So, look, they're a good ball club defensively. They're scrappy. They're going to, in terms of, when I say scrappy, I mean they're going to be in the gaps. They're going to get at the ball. They're going to make hands-on basketball deflections. And look, that's a really good thing. We're going to see that all the time. And we've seen that before already this season. We've been in those situations with the same kind of gap play. But tonight, we did not do a good job taking care of the ball. I thought we tried to overpass the ball sometimes. Sometimes that can happen with the team that's really trying to share the ball. We had a couple of times that the ball is kicked out of the paint. You got a great look, and we're trying to swing the ball, and they're sitting in the passing lane. And, sometimes you can overpass the ball. And we'll look at that on film, but the bottom line is 20 turnovers. It does not matter. Any game, conference, non-conference, it doesn't matter. If you give a team 20 extra possessions, the numbers don't line up offensively like they had a powerful offensive night, but we gave them 20 extra possessions. And those can really be momentum changers in a game. And I thought that was, every time we took a 6 or 7 point lead or 2 possession lead, we turned it over back-to-back times. We'd have 3 out of 4 possessions with a turnover, and we'll fix that.
Coach, 4 steals tonight. How do you feel about the defensive pressure that you guys had? And is that enough, or you guys something?
Yeah, I'm not looking at how many steals we get. What I'm looking at is we held them to 14 points in the paint. We have struggled giving up points in the paint in our first 2 games, Georgia Southern and Richmond. So there was a major emphasis to take away the paint, and I thought we did that. Look, they made some incredibly difficult mid-range 2s, and maybe will be the most mid-range 2s that we see all year, to be quite honest. And analytically, if you look at them and theirs from last year, that's what they shoot. And they shoot them, and tonight they're going in, playing with house money right now in terms of that game here, and they made shots. In the first half, what I was disappointed is we fouled 4 jump shots. 2 on 3-point shots, they made them both. Our bigs contesting didn't allow them to land. I have to look at them both on tape, but that's what I saw. And then 2 very difficult mid-range. You're talking about 17-foot baseline shots. Shots that you're not saying, hey, this is the shot we got to stop them from taking. Trust me. And just about 365 coaches in the country would say, hey, look, if they're going to take that shot, let's contest, let's be smart, let's rebound the ball. They made them, but then we compounded it by fouling. So the fouls in the first half, the lack of offensive rebounding in the first half, we obviously fixed that in the second half with 10 offensive rebounds. And then we protected the paint. We kept them off the line in the second half. We protected the paint. But you can't give a team that many extra possessions and extra shots. They got good players. They played 14 guys. They're way deeper than us tonight, obviously with our injuries and what we had. And you give them 20 extra possessions, they're going to keep the game right where it was.
Coach Tyler Bailey, he had looked like he had a different level of confidence tonight. He hit some big shots. He drew 7 fouls. What can you say about his performance?
It's huge. For him to go and do what he did, scoring the basketball, for him to go and get 19 points, 9 of 10 from the free throw line, as you said, draw fouls. In that first game versus Georgia Southern, I believe he took 8 free throws in his first, real minutes, this season. So he knows how to get fouled. That's a huge thing. We were young tonight. We were a young group of guys that hadn't played a whole lot of basketball. It's a kick below the belt when before the game you find out you're not going to have Jordan Riley. He couldn't play. He was sick. And he had to go, he had to be away from the team. But no Jordan. Jay is a gritty captain on this team because Jay was not just banged up. Jay hasn't practiced since Georgia Southern. Jay has not hit the practice court one time since our first game from the injury that happened in that game. And he said during the game, Coach, if you need me for anything, I'm here for this team. And you know what? He came in and he scored the basketball for us and he made some big plays. And that's what a captain and a senior does. So I thought from his standpoint, and the only other vet we had out there tonight was Gio. And everyone else was in their first or second year. So we'll grow from this. The experience that Patty, LaDante Felton, Tybo Bailey, the experience they got was big. And you know what? The experience that Isaiah and Corey got was big too, because they know they got to be better at the point guard spot, and they will.
Yeah, Coach, just talk about the defensive intensity that ECSU brought in the paint on Gio tonight.
Well, I thought in the first half, again, I knew they would be a team that when that ball got in there, they would be swarming him. And they did. And in the first half, Gio would catch the ball and maybe not get it up as quick or think maybe he had a little bit more time. And they got their hands on basketballs, their physical group that did that. But he made a real adjustment in the second half. We talked about it at halftime, and he did what he knew he needed to do in terms of in the paint, keeping the ball high, finishing quick, and did that. I thought Eli and Gio's presence on the offensive glass were the difference for us in the second half, clearly. I mean, for Gio to have, I think, 8 offensive rebounds and Eli to have 4, that was a big piece. I mean, it's a huge part of our game plan. We got to go rebound the basketball. And I thought we didn't do a good job in the first half. We had 6 in the second half. Those guys stepped up. We didn't have our normal guards rebounding the ball like we normally do with Jordan and Jay, where we got 2 extra rebounders going. We didn't have it tonight. I mean, we had 6-foot guards out there, 6'1" guards. We played a little smaller, but those 2 guys stepped up.
Three-point shooting continues to be a challenge for you guys. What do you see in that area offensively?
It's not going in the basket.
But you're good with the shot selection itself.
I mean, they're open shots, and we're going to make them. I have a lot of confidence in our guys shooting the basketball. They just haven't gone in right now, but that's what I see right now. We're not taking contested shots. We're not taking wild shots. These are kick-out threes. We got young guys that are shooting. You know, we don't have anybody on this team, I would share this, that has made 150 threes in college, 200 threes in college, whether it's at another place or at ECU. We have guys that have made some in junior college. We have, I think, Isaiah Mbang, with 38 threes coming into this season, is the highest Division I made threes. And Jordan Riley might be right there with them based on all his time in college. But outside of those 2 guys, in terms of making threes in college, but Tybo made some big ones tonight. He made 2 versus Richmond. He'll continue to grow. We have all the confidence in the world in Patty. Isaiah made some tonight that were big, or made 1 up. I think Isaiah maybe hit 1. He hit 1. You know, hey, there's no doubt about it that it's a challenge, and I think that's a fair point. But I do have confidence that these guys will shoot the basketball, and we'll just continue working it. But we're a paint-first team. We know that. And I thought we established that in the second half. And when I look at 42 points in the paint to 14, that's why we were fortunate enough to come out with the win tonight.
Coach, we were talking about Patty, just how much more comfortable has he got, coming from overseas into where you guys are at now after game 3?
Yeah, he's gotten so much more comfortable, in practice. He's done it, and, he did some good things tonight that probably won't show up in the stat sheet. I mean, at the stat sheet shows one thing, but what you do team defense, what you do keeping our offense flowing. Do we need Patty to knock down some open shots? Absolutely. Did he have a couple good ones tonight? Yes, and he'll make those. Right now, he's trying to dribble the ball a little bit too much, like most young players. First thing they do, catch the ball, they put the ball down. And he understands that. He is cognizant of it. I thought he passed up a really big shot, and he drove the ball baseline and stepped on the out-of-bounds line. That's the kind of shot you make. He came in Richmond. He made 1. That's the kind of shot we needed him to shoot. And he has the green light. And we have the confidence that he can shoot that ball. And we have it with several guys. But Eli has not. Eli can stretch the floor. Eli got the ball at the top of the key, and he overpassed it to Tybo, and they got to steal. Their players playing in the passing lane. He's got to knock that in. He's got to step up and knock that in, and he will. But again, Eli has experience. The only way you get it is through these moments, and I thought we gained some experience tonight. And we'll fix the issues we got to get better at. I can guarantee you that.
Coach, with the 71-70 victory, I know you're not happy with overall play, but how can you use that as a positive to down the stretch where the team will know how to win a close game?
Well, we win close games at ECU. If you look back at last year and you look at this year, and I think, Grady can get you we have won single possession games. So I like what our guys do, but it's a great point. But here's what I would say, that guys that have not ever had an opportunity to play, I believe that's LaDante Felton's first minutes in college basketball. That's Patty D'Arcy's second game playing as a true freshman. That is Vito Perkovic's third game ever Division I. It's Corey Calker's third game ever Division I. Eli and Isaiah Mbang are in their second season. Probably weren't on the court in those moments late game at their previous institutions. Very good chance that they weren't, because they were freshmen at the time. Eli was a redshirt freshman at Providence. Zay was a freshman at William & Mary. So Tybo Bailey, as you guys know, not on the court in those moments last year. So what do we take from it? The positive is that 4 or 5 guys in the last 5 minutes of the game were on the court in a possession game and had to execute. That doesn't mean we executed everything exactly right, but I know this: the experience will benefit us moving forward.